All right, guys. Welcome back to episode 11 of the Sports Rate. I am your host, Cole Thompson. Oh, I'm sorry. We're back on the Zoom camera. So situation with the camera is I have fixed the lens and the issue I was having with the camera, and I go to charge the battery, and the battery is dead, and I can't find the charger. So I looked everywhere. I couldn't find it, so I have to order a new one. I ordered it yesterday. Should be in a few days. So we will be at until then, we will be on the Zoom camera. Should just only be a few more episodes. But I wasn't going to leave you hanging as I was not able to make one on Tuesday. And I told you guys I have an announcement to make. It may not be as big to you guys, obviously, but it is to me. So I got my first job as a play-by-play commentator. I'm doing it for some JUCO basketball at the for a JUCO. So I'm excited for that. So episodes will be limited. I'll definitely still be doing at least once a week, more than likely up until around the time I go home for Christmas, which is about a month. I'm only going to be able to do one a week, and I will go to two while I'm home for Christmas. But yeah, pretty exciting. I'm excited for that. I'm obviously going to make some content with it. I hope I didn't underwhelm your excitement for the announcement. I know I had a lot of messages about it. Obviously, I drug it out as much as I could, like made as big of a deal as I could about it because it's a big deal to me. This is obviously what I want to do, so I'm excited for that. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy the ride because we got a lot to go over. I am going to start today with the tragedy in Las Vegas, the Henry Ruggs situation. If you haven't heard by now, Henry Ruggs is being charged with a DUI as a result of killing a young woman. It's very sad. Henry Ruggs obviously was intoxicated. I found this article by the Daily Beast that I looked at multiple different sources just to make sure I was getting the correct facts, and this seems to cover the most stuff. So let me share my screen here. That's the one nice thing about Zoom is I can share what's going on with you guys. So we'll do that. Okay, it's not letting me share it. That's stupid. All right, never mind. I guess we're not sharing. I'm sorry, but I will read every part of it that there is. So we'll start. So obviously Henry Ruggs crashed, and when he was at the hospital, he was screaming, "Get me the fuck out of here!" I mean, I don't blame him for that. I feel like the guy's watching his entire life. That's the one thing I'm not gonna blame Henry Ruggs for. The guy's watching his entire life fall apart right in front of him. So it's like I don't know. I mean, I'm never gonna be in this situation because I'm not that stupid. But I mean, I feel like if I was watching my entire life fall apart in front of me, I would not want to be in a hospital. That's just the last place I would want to be. Here's the the part I can't believe. So they revealed in court that his blood alcohol level when they took it was twice the legal limit at a 0.161. If you don't know, the legal limit is 0.08. Like you're allowed to drive with a 0.08 or lower. Not only that, he was traveling 156 miles per hour when he slammed into the Toyota RAV4. Well, he slammed into it at 128, but he was traveling at a top speed of 156 miles per hour, which is stupid to begin with. Like, that's stupid in its own sense. It makes no sense to me, like, why you need to travel 156 miles per hour, and he wasn't even on a highway. This was just a normal road. And also, his blood alcohol level was at a 0.16. Now, at the scene, he wouldn't take a field sobriety test. He wouldn't do a breathalyzer. So think about that. So from the time of the scene, and they had to get a warrant, so we wouldn't even do it right away in the hospital. So he was at a 0.16 when they took it. So from the time he was in the accident to the time by the time the cops got there and tried to save the young lady, to the time when they tried to give him the first sobriety test, he refused, to the hospital, to the time when he denied it and they had to get a warrant for it. If his blood alcohol was at around a 0.3, I wouldn't be shocked. Like, it very well could have been around a 0.3. That is, you're talking about 2-3 hours that it took for him to go from the time of the accident to the time they took his blood alcohol level. Almost 3 hours, probably. I don't have an exact time, so I'm not going to sit here and say it was definitely a 0.3, but it could be very well around a 0.3. Like, that would not shock me at all. And that is absurd because 0.4 is, you're going to die. Like, that's liver failure and shit like that. The Toyota RAV4 was hurled 570 feet down Rainbow Boulevard. Tina Tintor and her dog Maxie were killed. And the sad part was, this is the worst part to me, was she was not killed instantly. Meaning the car started, it burst in flames the second it hit the ground. And she did not die instantly. She was burned. It's like she was burned alive. Good Samaritans tried to get her out. They did everything they could, but she was jammed in the car. The door was jammed. The airbag was blocking. Ruggs and his girlfriend, Kiara, were taken to a hospital. Kiara underwent an intense arm surgery. Ruggs had minor injuries, but he will be okay. I don't know. It's just shocking to me. If you drunk drive, you suck. You suck. It's as simple as that. You suck as a person. But it wasn't like this guy was like, close to the limit and was driving, 60, 70 miles per hour, just trying to make sure needed to be somewhere. There's nowhere that you need to be driving 156 miles per hour. I don't know what is going through his head. Honestly, I don't, but I'm guaranteeing you that it's something to do with he was trying to impress his girlfriend. Oh, I drive a Corvette Stingray. I can drive 156 miles per hour. Yeah, and you killed somebody in the process. I hope he never sees the game of football again, which he won't. And I hope he goes to prison for a very long time, because this wasn't just a normal accident. Like, this wasn't just like he was a belligerently drunk and driving 156 miles per hour. Like, it wasn't like he was going 70 or 80 or 90. He was going 156. I looked it up. Rainbow Boulevard's speed limit is 50. He was going over 100 miles per hour faster than Rainbow Boulevard's speed limit. That's absurd. That is insane. Drinking and driving, if you drink and drive, you're an idiot, you are selfish, and you just suck. You just suck. Simple as that. If you get that drunk and you drive, you suck. The dude can afford over 500,000 Ubers. 500,000 Ubers with his contract. And the NFL also has a ride service, so shit like this does not happen. I mean, from what I've read, DUIs usually result in, like this, will result in 8 to 10 years. He's facing 2 to 20. I doubt he does the 20, because he does have some very, very good lawyers. And here's the thing. He was at Topgolf, got drunk there, drove to his friend's house, and drank more there. You're at your friend's house. If you're that drunk, just sleep there. Like, I don't know what the issue is on why he had to drive. And the sad part is, this isn't the first time. Let me go look for the tweet. Or actually, it's probably all over Google. There was a tweet. Henry Rhodes on a tweet. Let's find this. Oh, wow. I'm shocked it hasn't been deleted. No, actually, I'm not, because I'm sure. His girlfriend at the time, a party night in town with the gang, wild, woo, chill. I pray every time I get in that red thing, talking about Ruggs' car. And he goes, 3 laughing faces. I'm a very safe driver, baby love. Basically bragging about driving after drinking. Like, bro, you are a multi-millionaire. You can afford a chauffeur. But that's not even the point. That's not even the point. When somebody wants to drink and drive, you're not stopping them. Like, there is no stopping that person. I don't know what's in their head that makes them want to drink and drive, but they do. Another thing I want to talk about with this situation. This is absurd to me. So I was scrolling through Twitter last night and I see people bashing Kadarius Toney. I'm like, what did he say? This is what Kadarius Toney said. Hold up, let me pull it up. We young. Everybody makes mistakes. Y'all looking at the situation like this or that because it ain't y'all. Having so much to say, he messed up. Don't drag him for it. That's goofy to me. Just pray for the families involved. Kadarius Toney, you're goofy. You're the goofy one. We young. He's 22 years old. And he should know better where to drink and drive, especially seeing how his pin tweet and his cover photo on Twitter is a gravestone of his best friend who died in a drunk driving accident. Or a car accident in general. I don't know if it was necessarily drunk driving, but it was a car accident in general. He should know better. Like, he messed up. I'm 19 years old. I made plenty of mistakes. Ask my parents, I made plenty of mistakes. But I have never made a mistake that has cost somebody their life. That is more than a mistake. You drink and drive, especially with a blood alcohol level as high as he had, I'm going to judge you. If you drive 156 miles per hour, I'm going to judge you. You do both of them and you kill somebody, you're definitely getting judged. I think that is completely appropriate. Feel like, oh, don't judge people. You don't know the situation. I know under no circumstance should you be drinking and driving 156 miles per hour. That is absurd. That is absurd. That is insanity. Like, and trust me, I've been to Puerto Rico. I've been to a situation where I've been able to drink, and I know what it feels like to be drunk. And I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what, you know when you're too drunk to drive. It's absurd. Yeah, and yes, before somebody says something about me being 19, and yes, it was Puerto Rico. I was old enough. It was legal. I mean, I don't know what, and I was trying to give him the benefit of doubt at first, but he turned off his Twitter reply, so he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing, and this was at 5:48 p.m. after it was. This was on Wednesday, so this was after it was revealed he was driving 156 miles per hour. He was over double the legal limit, and he killed a lady and her dog. That was somebody's daughter. That was somebody's best friend. That could have been somebody's girlfriend. Like, that lady was loved by people. That's somebody's people loved that is dead because of Henry Ruggs' incompetence to make proper decisions. Just plain stupid decisions. Like, how would you feel, Kadarius Toney, if that was your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your best friend, your girlfriend, somebody you love? Look at it that way. This wasn't just a normal mistake. A normal mistake is, getting busted with the cops for weed, or, getting pulled over for going 20 over the speed limit. Those are normal mistakes. But driving 100 miles per hour over the speed limit while double the legal limit of alcohol, that is a mistake that deserves serious consequences. And you said, yeah, we make mistakes. Yeah, and every mistake has a consequence. And he should face the maximum amount of consequences that he should, because everything he did was wrong that night. Every single thing he did was wrong that night. He had plenty of opportunities to change it, and not only would he not have gotten caught, but that lady would have been alive. He could have easily had somebody drive him there, just not drive there in general. If you're getting that drunk, but okay, we won't even talk about that, even though you could have chauffeured, gotten an Uber, the ride service, whatever. When you were at Topgolf, take an Uber home, or, no, you shouldn't have driven home in the first place, but if you're driving to your friend's house, why didn't you just go home? Whatever. Still would have been stupid because he had like 18 shots at Topgolf and like 6 mixed drinks, in which you go to your friend's house. You are at your friend's house. Your friend is not your friend's house. Your friend, somebody that cares about you. You are a grown adult. You are at his house. I'm sure if you said, hey, I am too drunk to drive, can I stay the night? Your friend would have let you stay the night. I guarantee you any of my friends would. I guarantee you any real friend would. And I'm telling you, his friend would have let him stay the night. Then you decide to drive, which is absurdly idiotic and inconsiderate and selfish and dumb to begin with. But then you were going 156 miles per hour. This wasn't like he was going 80 or 90. This guy was going 156. And I see people blaming the girlfriend. Why did she let him? Why did she let him? Why did Henry Ruggs do it? This is on Henry Ruggs and only Henry Ruggs. There is nobody else to blame in this situation. He's a grown adult. He knows what's right from wrong. All right, that's all the attention I'm going to give this situation, unless something else is to happen. Prayers up to Tina Tintor's family and anybody and friends. It's just a sad situation in general. So we're going to transition over to some NFL news and games.
What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a great day, and thank you for tuning into a new episode of the Sports Raid. Before we get started, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about one of our sponsors, BLK Water. BLK Water is a fulvic mineral water with a great amount of electrolytes, antioxidants, a high pH plus level, and is all natural. It comes in amazing different flavors and has amazing health benefits. So if you want black water and amazing flavors, just go over to blkwater.com and use code BLKRAID for 20% off any purchase. Thank you guys and enjoy the episode.
All right. Well, another thing I want to add about that ad you just saw for black water, BLK water. So I'm doing a giveaway. If you order your bottle or your case of black water, just search up blackwater.com and you use the code BLKRAID. You get, not only do you get 20% off, anybody that used it and lets me know that they use it, send me a message on Instagram or whatever, you will be entered in a giveaway that I'm doing on Christmas Eve to give away a free case of the BLK water. And also, if you want to get somebody a present, I already know somebody who got somebody a present. It's a really good idea. You know, it's obviously it's cool to look at. I'm telling you too, it tastes like literally water, like literally straight water. It's just black. It's actually, the pH level is good for your teeth. It's good for you. It's very good when you work out. It's just good in general, for a lot of different things. So make sure you order yours today. Now, let's get into some NFL news. Last night, we had the Colts absolutely demolish the Jets, 45-30. That game was a lot more of a beatdown than the score indicates. I picked the Colts, obviously, because I think the Jets, I didn't even talk about it. All right, it was cool to see Mike White play so well that first game, but he has a thing in the Hall of Fame for it. What? Like, when the Kendall Hunt thing, Hilton's name? The wide receiver for the Broncos that had to come in last minute and play a game at quarterback, he deserved that. That was something that he got put in an impossible circumstance. Mike White is a quarterback who had a week to prepare. There have been plenty of quarterbacks that have put up those types of games consistently and aren't going to get in the Hall of Fame. Why does he get something in the Hall of Fame because of it? I think that's ridiculous. But he did play an amazing game. I will not take that away from him. He will always be able to say he played an amazing game against a very good team, as they did take down the Bengals last week. All right, next game we're going to talk about is we have the Giants versus the Raiders. I'm going to roll with the Raiders. Now, with all that's going on with the Raiders, from the John Gruden thing to the Henry Ruggs thing, if the Raiders would lose this game, I could see if they mentally weren't there. But the Raiders had shown after the John Gruden thing that they are focused strictly on football and they're focused on winning. And I think that they very well will take down the Giants, as I feel like they are a much better team. Next up, Falcons Saints. Give me the Saints, and I'm taking the Saints. I was impressed. Trevor Siemian and the Saints came out there and beat on Tom Brady and the Bucs. Now, Jameis Winston did play most of that game. By the way, Jameis Winston dancing in the locker room was absolutely hilarious. If you didn't see that, here it is. That was the highlight of last week for me. That was awesome to watch. That was just so funny. Next up, Bills and Jaguars. Don't even need to say much about this. Give me the Bills. pretty comfortable win for the Bills. Next up, Browns versus Bengals. I'm gonna take the Bengals. Browns. Speaking of the Browns, they released Odell today, which is very interesting because I don't know where I think Odell's gonna land. Green Bay, New England, New Orleans, Philly. Interesting thing going on there. I would like to see him land in either Philly or New England. Aaron Rodgers, screw him. Liar. But I'm taking the Bengals in this one. Next up, Patriots and Panthers. Give me the Patriots. The Patriots have been hot. They have been hot recently. I mean, they came in and they beat down on the not beat down, but they beat the Chargers pretty good. And that was a pretty good Chargers team. Everyone thought they were a very, very good team. I mean, they did get smacked around by the Ravens, but, Ravens are also a very good team. And we were underestimating how good the Patriots are. And the Patriots came out there and played very well and took care of business. So good for the Patriots as they take them down. Next up, Broncos, Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys. Cooper Rush, another backup quarterback with a phenomenal performance. He led the Cowboys to a win over the Vikings. And the Vikings, Mike Zimmer needs to be fired today. Like today, I don't know why. I don't know how he still is not fired, but whatever. I mean, Cowboys just look great. Their offense has looked so good this year. Zeke has been looking better this year. The team in general is just playing so well. Give me the Cowboys. Texans, Dolphins. I'm taking the Texans because I did not know who to pick, and I want the Dolphins to become last in the NFL so the Eagles can get a better pick from them. So give me the Texans. I don't know much about this game. I mean, I know the Dolphins are favored. David Smith is about to play well. Or no, Tyrod Taylor's starting. Oh, yeah. Give me the Texans. Next up, we have the Vikings and the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens as I think the Vikings are fraudulent. Kirk Cousins cannot win the big game. No, I'm not saying all that, but I am going to take the Ravens. I think the Ravens are just a better team. Eagles, Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers. But consider the fact that the Eagles can very well win this game. And if the Eagles win this game, I think they are 100% in playoff contention. Now, if they lose, I still think they have a shot, but I wouldn't sit there. But I will be thinking the Eagles are a legit playoff team if they win this game. They just got to win this game, though. That's all they got to do. Win this game. Probably won't, though. Next up, Packers, Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs. Without Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love is not beating Patrick Mahomes. Jordan Love will not beat Patrick. Mark my words. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will take care. This is my lock. Lock for the week. Give me the Chiefs over the Packers. Cardinals versus the 49ers. Give me the Cardinals. Kyler Murray is about to bounce back after a tough game against the Packers, and I think the Cardinals win pretty handily. They took care of them pretty well the first time, and they do it again. Next up, we got the Titans and the Rams. Darrell Henderson, Matthew Stafford, and that Rams offense are going to take care of business against the Titans with the new addition of Von Miller, which was a huge trade, and I like that trade for the Rams. Derrick Henry out for the season, unfortunately, but we get to see some Adrian Peterson, which is always fun. But I think the Rams take care of business. I think they are back on top as the best team in the NFL. They were a little wanky at times with, the Cardinals and the Bucks, but I think they're back as the best team in the NFL. And to close it out, Monday Night Football, Bears, Steelers. Steelers are hot. Bears are struggling. Give me the Steelers. And I'm taking this. I would take the Steelers minus 6.5 too. I think they win by over a touchdown. I'm taking the Steelers in this one. Bears, Matt Nagy's back. I don't know, man. Give me the Steelers, bro. And speaking of backs returning, we have the return of everybody's favorite, the most controversial time of the show, the MVP rankings. I know. I just love them too. We are back with it. I've been waiting because my rankings, I have no clue who I'm ranking where. Not really. I kind of have an idea, but I am excited for it because it always gets people stirred up. All my comments are, and all the messages I get are about how my MVP rankings are wrong. They're not, but okay. So let's get this rolling with number 1, damn it, I ruined it. We're going to act like I didn't say that. At number 5, we have Lamar Jackson. Still is the clear cut. He is doing so much with an offense without any serious weapons, a banged up O-line, and he has them as a top team in the AFC. I'm taking Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Or just Lamar Jackson. At number 4, give me the other AFC North quarterback, Joe Burrow. I think after a tough week last week, he did slide down a little bit, but 20 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. That is impressive. He's got them in a great position, better than they've been in the last few years, but that he didn't play all so great against the Jets, so he does slide down a little bit. At number 3, the quarterback on the best team in football, give me Matthew Stafford with his 22 picks, the 4 interceptions. Oh my goodness, they've looked good. That defense, though, like I said, it's going to be hard for me to put Matthew Stafford when the best part of their team is their defense. At number 2, we have Tom Brady, league leader in passing yards, league leader in touchdowns, second least amount of third interceptions in a good way amongst starters of multiple weeks. Give me Thomas Brady at the number 2. The only reason he's 2 is because of the weapons he has are not as good, are extremely talented and extremely good. And at number 1, I have Kyler Murray. Top 5 in touchdowns, top 5 in yards. He has the best completion percentage. One of the, I think, top, what is he? Number 3 in QBR. Give me Kyler Murray, or number 4 in QBR, sorry. Give me Kyler Murray as my number 1 MVP candidate, as I still think the Cardinals are arguably the best team in football. I would pick the Rams over them with the addition of Von Miller, but if you said the Cardinals, I wouldn't be mad at that. My honorable mentions right now are Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, and Derek Carr. All right. Well, let's switch over to some college football news. I know we're kind of breezing through this one, but so first college football rankings came out, and my only issue with it really is the inconsistency of the committee with it. So I'm going to give you how my college football rankings would look, and we're going to compare them to the committees. All right, so my college football playoff ranking, sorry. At number 1, they got that right. Georgia, completely agree with that. I have no issue with that. Georgia definitely can be number 1. I should be number 1 in every single person's books. Like it's not close either. At number 2, they have Alabama. I have Michigan State. We know I'm high on the Spartans. And I may or may not have called the fact that the Spartans were going to take care of business against the Wolverines. And they did. Go Cole. I know. I'm awesome. I also got a few things wrong. But, At number 3, I would have Ohio, or I would have Oregon at number 3. I would say Oregon at number 3 because they beat Ohio, or sorry, not Oregon, Oklahoma. Geez, I'm not Oklahoma. They're undefeated. They're in a major conference. Number 3, Oklahoma. Fine, put them there. That is perfectly okay with me. Oklahoma I don't know why they're at 8. That is ridiculous. They're undefeated and they are in a powerhouse conference. That's the thing, is they want Alabama in there, but it's going to be hard to put Alabama in there if Alabama doesn't beat Georgia. Because they don't want to put Cincinnati and Oklahoma in there overall and keep Alabama out because it's not going to make them as much money. Simple as that. It's all money grab. It's pissing me off. Number 4, I have Cincinnati. They're undefeated. They beat Notre Dame. So I don't see why. I don't think they're going to get in, but I would put them at number 4. At number 5, I have Alabama. They are Alabama. They did have one bad game against a ranked team and lost. Very well fine with me to have them at number 5. At number 6, put Oregon. Oregon, 1 loss. It was Stanford, though. Very bad team. And you cannot, but the thing is, Ohio State has to be 7 because you cannot put Ohio State over Oregon. Now, my only thing is, if you put Cincinnati at 7 and bump everybody up, that's fine with me. If you really want to just punch Cincinnati out, but Oklahoma should be ahead of everybody except Georgia and Michigan State. And my rankings could very well change. So I would say, let me just run through them real quick. Georgia, Michigan State, Oklahoma. You know what? I keep switching my mind here, but now that I look at it and I think about it more, put Cincinnati at 7. Put Cincinnati at 7. 4, make it Alabama. 5, Oregon. 6, Ohio State. 7, Cincinnati. 8, Michigan. 9, Wake Forest. 10, Notre Dame. Perfect. That's how it should be. Sorry, I was getting all tongue-tied. I was looking at 8 different things at once, but there you go. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. I'm just having a tough time speaking. It's been got a lot of schoolwork going on and stuff, so it's been a lot. Just had to make sure I get one of these out. Not a lot of good games. The best game this weekend is Auburn, Texas A&M. So LSU, Alabama should be a good one. Tennessee, Kentucky. But there's only one game featuring 2 ranked teams, and it's some pretty ugly matchups this week. Yeah, I think every one of these teams wins this week. Every team that's currently ranked in the top 10, they should have no problems. But if one of them does lose, it could get quite interesting, and it will be very entertaining. Yeah. So, well, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of the Sports Raid. I'm your host, Cole Thompson. Thank you guys for listening. Like I said, podcasts are gonna be limited. A lot going on right now, so trying just to strain that out. As I said, I know the content may have slid a little bit, but with the whole not having the camera, tough schedule, schoolwork, now this job, which I'm very excited for, and I will still bring you some content. Make sure you follow my TikTok and Instagram. That's where a lot of it's going to be posted. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.